Hello, my name's Bella Edgley. Welcome to my watercolour painting channel. Okay, so today I'm going to run through how I created these two landscape-inspired abstract paintings. I'll be showing the process of layering the watercolours and then adding the final details. Okay, so first a quick rundown of the materials. I've got a Archer's cold press fine grain paper, and I always have frames to hand in my studio, although I did end up making a different frame for these paintings in the end. Okay, so as always I've got 2 glasses of clean water, and then I've got a selection of brushes here. I've got quite large brush, medium brush, and then a smaller one. I did end up grabbing a much thinner one at the end, so as long as you've got a good selection you shouldn't go too far wrong. Okay, so for my colours here I've got Cerulean blue, which I don't normally use, Paynes grey, Ultramarine and a yellow ochre. So I did do some tests beforehand with these colours, and I'm just going to quickly show these here. I started off with this swatch in the top hand corner, and then underneath I just muted down that yellow ochre a bit by adding it to the blues. Okay, so that was my swatch for these paintings. Now you might want to do yours a little bit differently, but in any case it's always useful to have it on the side. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so it was sort of grey on and off when I filmed this footage, so this section is a bit muted and grey, but does improve as we go through. Okay, so more or less I followed the same process for both, but not exactly, so I'll show step by step what I did for both paintings. So this is the first one, and I'm just laying down some water there at the top of my page, and I'm going to then add a bit of Paynes grey to that. And I'm putting down my Paynes grey quite watery. Now I'm cleaning my brush and I'm just getting pure water on it, and I'm going to apply that to the top because I really want that shape to fade out towards the top. I really want these initial layers to be very muted and light. Okay, next I got a thin layer of the Cerulean blue and I put that under, and I actually ended up scraping some of that Paynes grey away to make it even lighter and dabbing away some of that in the middle. I want to keep it very light in the middle. Now I've got my mix here of Cerulean blue and yellow ochre, and I'm putting another layer in below. I really loved the way this colour turned out because on the page the pigments kind of separate, so you can see the yellow ochre and the Cerulean blue, but they sort of optically mix together and it's got a really nice texture to it. Now I just take that away to dry, and I've got it back now, and I'm going to go in with another layer of that Cerulean blue and yellow ochre mix. So adding a wet layer on top of a dry area is called glazing in watercolour painting, and it's a really great way to build up your colours. Now I don't want this painting to become too much like a literal landscape, so I'm going to make my shapes quite abstract at this point. And once you've got the paint in place, you don't want to disturb it too much. You don't want to sort of scrub at it, you just want to put it down and leave it, and I'm just softening that edge there with the brush. And now you can move the paint around by moving the paper, and I do want that colour to concentrate towards the middle, so I was just moving it there to make sure that I get a lot of the pigment towards the top of that curve. Now I've got Ultramarine on my brush now, and I'm going to do a curve meeting that bottom curve coming down from the top. And again I'm just laying the paint down and I'm not going over it too many times, and I'm trying to hold my brush at the end and be quite loose about the way I'm painting. I'm kind of liking the way this painting is looking. I'm using my mask to see what it will look like when it's framed. So more of the watery paint has gathered at the bottom of that curve, which means that the colour is concentrated at the place where it meets the curve on the bottom, and I really like that. So I'm just moving the paper there to make sure that it stays in place. Okay, this is done for now, and I'm going to put it aside to dry, and while I wait for it to dry I'm going to get going on the next one because I'll be adding the detail to both together at the end. Okay, so I've got my Archer's fine grain cold pressed paper there, and I'm mixing my Cerulean blue with my yellow ochre to make that green, and I'm just going to put in a layer of that paint towards the bottom. I'm looking at the first one I did, so I'm going to do something quite similar, and I'm trying to make that shape quite loose. and I'm not overworking it too much. I've got some more watery paint on my brush there to make it fade out a bit towards the bottom. Okay, so next I'm going to add my Paynes grey, again watered down quite a bit, and I'm just going to add that shape to the top. So I'm doing exactly the same thing, more concentrated towards the bottom, and then putting water on my brush and just fading it out towards the edge, but overall it's still very light. Okay, so this isn't completely dry, but I'm going to sweep some of that cerulean blue over my green at the bottom. I think for the first one I did it the other way around, so as I said, these are following roughly the same process, but not exactly the same, and that's a nice way to test out different effects. Okay, so that was it. That was just 2 paint strokes, and I'm going to leave it and put it aside to dry, and then I'll get on to the next layers. Okay, so it's dry and it's ready for the next layers. Now I'm going to run through this fairly quickly. I'm going to lay down some Paynes grey at the top, and then once that's down I got my brush and I lifted some of it away, and I'm trying to keep these curved shapes to add an overall harmony to the painting. Now this is actually dry now because I've speeded the video up, but I'm adding my ultramarine in this curved shape, and I'm using the other painting as my guide, and I want the paint to collect around the bottom, so I'm going to make it quite watery, and then I'm going to make sure that that paint sort of collects at the bottom of the curve. And I'm doing this by literally moving it with my brush and holding the paper upright. So I'm just checking out the composition with my mat, and I'm going to put this green curve towards the bottom. So again, that is the cerulean blue and the yellow ochre. I'm not doing too much to it, and I really like the way these colours sort of separate. So towards the bottom they're more mixed, and you can see the cerulean blue towards the top of that curve. Okay, so you can see from the first painting how the ultramarine dried a lot lighter, and so for this one I'm actually going to add a bit of extra pigment down there because I really want that kind of concentration of colour to be exaggerated even once it's dried. Okay, so this layer is done, and then I'm going to wait for it to dry, and then I'll get both these paintings to compare them and work out exactly what details to put on top. Okay, so here we have the 2 paintings, and the original frame that I thought I would use is actually a bit too big, so I just made another one and I just cut it out of paper. Okay, so I really like these, and they could almost be left as they are, as really minimalist paintings, but I've decided to put a 3rd layer on, and I'm going to pick up on the cerulean blue and just put some curves on to balance out these compositions a little bit more. Okay, so unfortunately this is a little bit out of focus, but I'm using my pencil to draw in the line, and I'm just balancing out the composition a little bit, and I'm getting my cerulean blue and I'm just painting that carefully on top, and I'm using quite a thin brush to follow the line of that pencil. And that's it. I don't want to do too much to this one. I really like the background. I don't want to cover it up too much, and I'm just going to move on to the next one now. So I've already put my pencil lines in 2 curves, one at the top and one at the bottom, and I'm doing the same thing with the cerulean blue. I'm just balancing out the composition here, and where the ultramarine in the middle dried a lot lighter, I knew that I wanted to just make this colour more vibrant, so I decided to put more ultramarine on top. And actually I was really holding my paintbrush quite firmly, and I feel like the line wasn't as free as I wanted it to be, but at the same time I didn't want to go over it too many times. I think sometimes with watercolour you kind of need to know when to stop, and if you like something you don't want to ruin it by overworking it. So I decided to leave it as it was, and I was really quite happy with both these paintings. I've really tried to break it down into steps, so I hope that if you've been following along and doing your own painting, it's been easy to follow, and I would be really interested to know if you tried something similar and how you got on. You could use the same colours or different colours or a combination of both. Let me know how you get on in the comments, and if you like the video please hit like, and if you want to see similar videos in the future then please subscribe to my channel. Okay, thank you, bye.